Well, hello there. I'm Victor Vieira, top 5% in the class of 2015 and graduating senior. I wish to speak to you about a pressing issue facing our great country at the present. All high school students should be fluent in a language other than English, and it's a matter of national urgency, so says Russell Berman, president of the Modern Language Association. As a member of this world, high schoolers should learn how to speak a foreign language. Many states require schools to earn credits in foreign language in order to graduate, and many colleges also include foreign languages in their degree plans. Some students may wonder why they have to take a foreign language to fulfill high school or college graduation requirements. So it is important to understand the numerous benefits of learning another language. These benefits include, but are not limited to, academic importance, understanding diversity, and job opportunities. Learning another language assists in the development of critical thinking, creativity, problem solving, and memory per the Connecticut State Department of Education. A 2007 publication cited several studies showing that students who study a foreign language have higher scores on standardized tests in math, reading, and social studies, as well as college entrance exams like the ACT and SAT. English speakers who learn a second language typically also have better listening skills and greater understanding of their own native language, creating great writers and thinkers. Students, however, who say that language should not be required and say that everyone should just learn English to make everything easier have a bad perception of reality, as this will not continue to happen. Some will still argue that English is spoken everywhere and will continue to be spoken, blunting the necessity for American students to learn another language. Berman scoffed at this remark by saying, "English has become the universal language if you spend your life in airports and international hotels. It's not the lingua franca of humanity, it's a fairy tale we tell ourselves. Monolingualism, the ability of speaking only one language," he said, "is a disadvantage in the global economy. If you get off the plane in Germany and take a cab, you can't count on the driver speaking English. I would call that a disadvantage," said Berman. And so would I. We tell ourselves that we are so much better than everyone else, that they should have to learn our language, but listen to how pompous that sounds. We should learn how to adapt to the world around us, not to force the world to adapt to us. Nature calls for us to adapt and learn new languages, which can help better America and the future generations it will contain. Studying a second language also affords the opportunity to be immersed in another culture, learning not only the language, but its heritage, history, and traditions as well. The American Council on Teaching of Foreign Languages claims that learning another language increases a student's understanding of diversity and leads to more positive attitudes and a greater sense of respect for people of other cultures. It also opens up the way for new experiences, like being able to watch and understand foreign films, or to travel to new nations and converse in native language. As our world becomes more globalized and diverse, being able to speak more than one language becomes a valuable skill and opens up more career choices and advancement opportunities. Being able to list that you are bilingual or trilingual on a resume will set you apart from the competition and give you an advantage in the job market. According to Career Builder, many employers in business, education, healthcare, government, hospitality, law enforcement, or marketing fields look for applicants who can speak other languages. Language is an aspect of humanity, and learning how a fellow human speaks teaches you more about humankind as a whole. The more languages you know, the more you understand our species, and that is beneficial no matter what the situation is. Learning other languages increases our chances of providing help to people who seriously need it, such as those hit by the earthquakes of Nepal. Many of the victims cannot communicate in English, especially children who need more help. Language influences culture. Therefore, learning a language helps you to understand how people think. It also helps you to get a general understanding of how our world and the many people and cultures that inhabit it. Language experts Martha Abbott and Ken Stewart offer some tips on language study in an article published by the American Council on the Teaching of Foreign Languages. They claim that while it is never too late to start learning another language, starting earlier is better. Students do not have to stop at just two languages, as many languages offer transition to learning others. Abbott and Stewart suggest that choosing a language based on interests, such as family history or what peers are learning, are good starting points of finding a language to master. Both cited consistency as an important factor that students should see the language through and become lifelong learners. Many English speakers seem to believe that wherever you are or wherever you go on holiday, you can get by speaking English. So there's no point in learning other languages. If people don't understand you at all you have to do is speak slowly and turn up the volume. You can more or less get away with this as long as you stick to popular tourist resorts and hotels where you can usually find someone who speaks English. However, if you want to venture beyond such places to get to know the locals, to read signs, menus, etc., knowing the local language is essential. Taking a language makes students become active participants in their own learning. A need for positively looking future, a future where knowing more than one language can help you make you more successful. People who know more than one language become peacemakers and problem solvers of the universe. Diplomats make effective use of language knowledge by stopping nuclear war and solving problems between countries. Learning language can also be used for secret communication. For example, if you and some of your relatives, friends, or colleagues speak a language that few people understand, you can talk freely in public without fear of anyone eavesdropping. Or you can keep any written material secret. Speakers of such Native American language as Navajo and Choctaw served as radio operators known as code talkers to keep communication secret during both world wars. Welsh speakers also played a similar role during the Bosnian War. Language can do amazing things, and from birth, humans are taught to speak. Lastly, imagine this: a world of serenity and peace, with no racism or violence towards one another. A world of tranquility and wonderful people who understand each other. This is the world where language practice is common, and where people have to have a desire to learn and understand the other human races. Now envision a world of destruction, nuclear war, shambles, and destroyed homes and buildings, confusion and chaos, weird sounds coming out of your neighbor's mouth. How does one solve this problem and prevent a possible disastrous future? By learning a language. I know that learning a foreign language takes time and dedication. The reasons shown may help to convince you to take the plunge and explore the wonders of language. Some reasons are practical, some intellectual, and others sentimental. But whatever your reason, having a clear idea of why you should learn a language can help to motivate you in your studies. I am advancing my language knowledge by majoring in Spanish as well as international relations when I go off to school. I want to become a diplomat to help spread peace and awareness, to prevent conflict and war, and in order to do this, I must excel in a language, or even more than one. Thank you, and just remember what the great Nelson Mandela once said: if you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his own language, that goes to his heart. Have a great night.